Okay, so let's talk about the bank that is available in pretty much every state in Nigeria. Is one of the biggest microfinance banks according to Google, and is a bank that you may or may not know. So basically, the name of this bank is what is it called? Oh yes, it's called LAPO. Now in today's video, we're gonna be talking about the LAPO Bank app and everything, and the features it has, and other things as well. Now, before I start, if you are somebody who genuinely wants to use like the LAPO app, maybe after you watch this video or something, I would advise you to go to any LAPO branch that is near you and basically go and open an express savings account with LAPO. Don't open anything else, only open that one if you know you want to use the app. And if you want to understand how to also register on the app and everything, once you get that account, check the description box below before you go to any bank so that you would understand everything. Now, assuming that you have already registered with LAPO and everything, this is basically how their app looks like. The app also has a dark mode as well, which you can change in the settings. So if you're a dark mode user, then here you go. Now with the app, you have different features like buying airtime, buying data, and so on. Now, one feature I want to talk about is the spending analysis calculator that LAPO has. Basically, this feature allows you to see like what you spend your money on. Like, for example, if you spend your money on food, shopping, transportation, and so on, it can calculate all those things and all that stuff, which I think is very cool. Now, it is important to note that only transfers that are made within the LAPO app are accounted for. If you have a debit card from LAPO, just like I do, they do not account for any of those ones as well. I've used my debit card a lot, but however, it doesn't calculate those ones. With LAPO, you also have the option to schedule your transfers. So let's assume that today you want to send someone money and you want that money to maybe come to that person in the next 2 days and stuff. You can schedule that transfer, and then, you don't need to open your app and do everything. It will just do it for you. Now with LAPO, you can pay for all sorts of bills like your electricity, your flights, and so on. Like, they have so many options to choose from. Like, maybe whatever you like to pay for, it should be there. LAPO also has this branch locator. So let's assume that you're looking for a LAPO branch that's near you. It can show you all the branches that are available and stuff. Now, my only critique with this feature is the fact that this feature is supposed to be on the login page or registration page and everything. So that way, if a new user is going to open the app for the first time, they can see where like all the LAPO branches are and stuff. That is the one thing that they should have done instead of putting it out of the app after you have to get the accounts and everything. You get what I mean? Now, for me overall, I think that the LAPO app and everything is cool, but then there are so many things that they can actually do so that way they can get more people to be inside of their app and everything. Now, I made a video talking about my experience with LAPO in the description box below, but let me still explain some stuff here. So I wanted to get a LAPO account because I keep on seeing their branch and everything, and I just wanted to know like whether or not the bank is good and stuff. So can you imagine that I went to the bank 3 different times just to get this app? Like, do you know how stressful that is? And my only reason for wanting to go to their branch to begin with is because of their bank app. Because their bank app said that you can open an account without having to go to their branch. However, when I tried to open an account and everything, it would give me errors and stuff. So I couldn't even open an account with them from their app. And I had to end up going to their branch and everything. The first time I went to their branch, they gave me an account number and everything. But however, when I tried to, register the account number on the app and everything, it's telling me that my account type cannot be onboarded, which doesn't make any sense. Because how can I come to your bank and open an account with you, and you're telling me that the account I opened doesn't work with your service? It doesn't add up. So I had to keep going to just settle this whole thing and be able to even use their app. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is the fact that the app also allows you to increase your transaction limits and stuff. So if you want higher limits and everything, you can change that. But however, for me, one issue I have is the fact that my limits are capped at like that 50 to 100,000 naira per day, and it doesn't make any sense. And I can't increase the limits and everything, which is something that I'm not really a fan of. Which is why for LAPO, if I should advise you guys need to make sure that your app works, that somebody can open an account with you without needing to get a debit card, without needing to have to go to your branch to begin with. Somebody should be able to open an account with you with all these like things not being an issue, in my opinion. Also, LAPO, let's talk about your debit cards. Now, I tried to use your debit cards online. I tried using it on my Google Play. It didn't work. I said, okay, fine. Let me leave that out. I tried using this same card on Chowdeck because on your Instagram page, I saw that your cards are supported with Chowdeck and everything. When I tried to, put this card on Chowdeck, it's giving me this message here, which shouldn't be happening, because how can you want us to use our cards with Chowdeck, but yet we're getting this error? It doesn't make any sense. Now, also for your social media as well, try to do something that could make your bank seem more interesting and stuff, like something that can even appeal to the young people, like people like me as well. I believe that if you guys can try to, do something that can appeal to young people and stuff, you're going to get more customers from, the younger audience and everything. Like, for example, I made a video talking about like what I would do if I had the capacity to run the social media of a bank and everything. You can check the description box below. LAPO, if you guys are the first bank in Nigeria to do this type of thing, trust me, I'm going to put ₦1,000,000 on your bank if I actually do have that money. But if now that I actually did have that type of money and you guys were doing that type of thing, I would be willing to put like millions of naira. I would be willing to even make this bank my daily driver, like way more. Like I would be using this bank way more. But like I still use the bank though, by the way, but still, you get what I mean. But yeah, overall, I would say that the LAPO app is not bad at all. It is really good and everything, and you guys should use it. I would encourage you guys to go and use it and everything. Maybe your experience at the bank might not be as how mine was and everything, but if you're somebody who has a LAPO account right now and using the app and everything, please tell us your experience with the app in the comment section below. Now, anyway, that is all for today's video. If you have any questions, please comment below, and as always, I hope I see you guys next time.